We can also use CSS to change the size of our text. As you can see by looking at the headings on this page compared to the paragraphs, the browser already provides default styles with different sizes for different elements. There's a body font size and bigger sizes for each level of heading. Sometimes we want to tweak those sizes though, and we can do that with the CSS font size property. For example, what if we want all of the text on our page to be just a little bit smaller? Well, we'll go to the style tag and we'll add a CSS rule for the body tag. And then inside that, put a font size property. Now, what should the value be for font size? How do we measure font size anyway? It's actually a really good question because there are at least 10 different units that CSS supports for font size. Let's start with a unit that you've seen before, pixels. We use pixels to decide how big to make images, and we'll keep using them a lot in CSS. Let's try 11 pixels. Ha! Everything got smaller. Even the headings got smaller, actually. Why did the headings get smaller too? Shouldn't they be whatever pixel size the browser set them to before? No, because the default browser style for headings isn't specified as a pixel. It's specified using a different unit called M, and that unit is a relative unit that makes the heading font size scale proportionally to the body font. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go to our H2 style rule and add the font size property. This time, instead of thinking in pixels, I'm going to think relatively. How much bigger relatively do we want H2s compared to body text? Maybe 2 times bigger? For that, we write 2m. What actually happened now is that the browser has calculated a pixel size for the font. The browser knows that the body font size is 11 pixels, and you told it that H2 should be 2 times bigger, so now all the H2s are 22 pixels high. If we change the body font size to 12 pixels, then how big will the H2s be? That's right, 24 pixels. What if we change the H2 font size to 1.5m? Now the H2 will be 12 times 1.5, 18 pixels high. We can also specify a pixel size for the H2 rule like we did for body, and it'd work the same way. It depends on what you find easier, and like I mentioned earlier, there are lots more units that we could use besides pixels and M. These are just 2 of the most popular units, but if you're hungry for more, check out the documentation for font size or search the internet for more tutorials. It's time to supersize your font size.